have some other talk show hosts who have all come together, along with the world of Hollywood. Andrew Breitbart is here from the world of the internet, political people. Michelle Bachmann's going to be joining us live. But now it's time for Rusty Humphries to join us.
Can you believe it? Rusty Humphries, one of my favorites in the talk show world, and we get together a bunch, you know, when we get together with talk show people talking. But I think we have him. Do we have him by Skype? There he is. Hey, Rusty, how are you?
How you guys doing?
We're
doing great.
To turn around so that we could see your handsome, smiling face there, Rusty. Thanks so much. Hey, you know, I did not realize this about you, but you've helped Nevada raise $1.5 million for the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. You have an amazing story to tell about your own personal background.
Well, thank you. My father served in Vietnam in 1969 and was killed when I was 3 years old. And I know you guys have been talking to people who have, been talking about the way the Vietnam vets were treated when they came back home. I remember when I was in elementary school, I actually had a teacher tell little Rusty, yeah, your daddy was a baby killer.
Oh, God.
That's terrible.
So I can tell you that what you guys are doing is very important to me. I don't want to have another little kid go through what I went through with the disrespect that our troops had by serving overseas.
Well, good for you. And I know Rusty, you've taken your show around the world to get an insight for your listeners as to what is happening in some of these places we read about. Some of these places our troops are dispatched to that the general public in America has no idea what these troops are up against, what their life is like when they get there.
Well, absolutely. I'll give you one example. It's not where the troops are right now, but 2 weeks ago, I was in Egypt for 5 minutes to go get a picture taken and a passport stamp, and I got arrested and detained for an hour and a half because I was recording something for the radio show, and I was talking about the great freedoms we have in America, and was detained for an hour and a half, and they were thinking about not letting me go for a little while.
My goodness.
Oh my
goodness. I mean, once you start talking freedom in some parts of the world, that's a pretty dangerous thing to be talking about.
Especially in the Middle East right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're glad that you're back here safe and sound.
Said we fight for our freedoms because places like Egypt suck. That probably wasn't a good idea.
No, that's, you know what? You know, talk about when you're out there, and I know I've done a lot of traveling too, and I tell you what, after a couple of weeks, I start missing a lot of things that I think I take for granted when I'm here in America.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, just going and taking a picture in front of the sign that said "Welcome to Egypt," they wanted us to delete those pictures. Just the simple things that we take for granted. I was in Jordan and I asked people about the king, and it was amazing how everybody said the same thing. Love the king is the greatest, we love the king. They were afraid to say anything bad about that guy.
Yeah, exactly. They're like robots back there in some of these places because they got people watching them. We take that so much for granted here, and yet these troops of ours are examples. You know, when they're out there too, and Melanie, you've seen them out there, they are not only warriors, they're also ambassadors of a certain way of looking at life through the lens of liberty, certain way of acting like you are a free person. You can mention about the king. You can say whatever you want about any king. We've had a number of kings in the United States. All of them are fallen. This is Rusty, this is what these care packages are all about. Is when they open them up, I want them to feel like America's right there in that box and is got their back.
You know what else it is, Roger? It's a word, respect. It is that we respect you enough that we're going to send you just something small just to let you know that we care. Most people, most countries, the military is something to fear. Our military we love and respect, and we want to thank them for their service.
That's the essence of it right there, Rusty. We appreciate you being here.
Rusty,
thank you, guys.
We really do appreciate you being here. I know that you've actually been here physically at the Richard M. Nixon Library for last year's Troopathon. You've been with us for other Troopathons. The fact that you've taken the time out of your very busy broadcast day to talk to your listeners across the country is terrific, and God bless you.
It's always my honor. Please, please donate right now to the Troopathon. It's a great organization, and thanks again for having me. I really appreciate it.
Rusty Humphries.